Alright, welcome to Chef's Take. I'm your host, Michael Zavlaris. Today is October 14th, 2022. We are just 2 weeks away from Halloween as well. So this week it is going to be just myself today, as everyone else is busy. Nothing you can do about it. Don't know if you can see, repping all the Philly teams today. You got the Phillies, who are playing right now. Last time I checked, it is top of the ninth, and the Phillies are winning 9-1. And a bunch of people I know were at the game. Me, I'm not watching the game because I do, in fact, believe that I am cursed when it comes to watching Philly games. Game 2 against the Braves, I walk in at 7-3. And as soon as I walk in, Eflin gives up the 3-run home run, and I walked right out of the room. So, safe to say, me watching a Phillies game is not in the fan base's best interest. So, that's enough of that. I believe it is top of the ninth right now. Let me take a look. So, right now, yeah, top of the ninth, 2 outs. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Grossman is at bat with Brogdon pitching. And strike 3. No, I lied. So if we get the out here, we are up in the series 2-1. And like I said, I did not watch any of the games, but the second game, from what I heard, we lost that game because Rhys Hoskins does not know how to hit nor field. However, today he did hit a dinger, which is a good thing. So I'm looking at it on my phone right now. I don't know what is going on. Did we win the game yet or what? But we are one strike or 1 out away. Well, we're a strike or an out away from winning the game, going up 2-1 in the series. And the stat right here from what I saw, the Phillies were like 17-6 in all their appearances with the Braves at home after a loss. And it looks like we won the game 9-1. Let's go. Player of the game is going to have to go to Rhys. 3 RBIs, 1 hit, a home run, and yeah, great. Aaron Nola pitched 6 innings, 5 hits, 1 run, 6 strikeouts, and 2 bases on balls, so he did really well too. And Bryce Harper has hit a home run as well, so up 2-1 in the series. Got to text the group chat. Should be a good one. All right, so yeah, like I said, everyone's at the game right now, and it's good to see. We're up 2-1 in the series. Beautiful. Now let's get on to everything else. So, how about we had another shitty Thursday night game. This one resulted in a 17-12 game in Washington's favor. I had Washington winning that game. Matt ended up picking Chicago to win that game. The game was terrible. It's another game I watched in full, unfortunately. But, yeah, Carson Wentz didn't even have 100 passing yards. This game was awful. Terrible. And the Broncos are going to be in 4 of the next 6 primetime games, which sucks. So there's that. More suffering on Thursday night. Anyway, let's get right on to our picks last week. So last week, here's the thing. Anthony went 11-5 last week. Everyone else went 10-6. That's all I have to tell you. So overall records right now, I am 46-33. Vicente is 43-36. Sal is still ahead of the pack at 49-30. Matt is at 41-38. Anthony is at 47-32. And Vegas is at 47-32. So, that's how we did last week. Now let's get on to the Eagles. So my score prediction wasn't too far off. I had us winning the game 28-17. Matt had the Eagles winning 24-20, and the final score ended up being 20-17. So it was like right smack in the middle for both of us. The game, it was not a pretty game. Our offense didn't look great. I mean, we looked good on the first two drives, but after that, it's oh, what's up, Anthony? So we didn't do that well overall during that game. We mainly won that game solely because Kyler Murray didn't dive for the first down. It just wasn't that good. We had too many screen plays. We couldn't tackle for shit. And we couldn't stop him on third down to save our lives. It was fucking annoying. But we won the game. We're 5-0. And we can add Cameron Dicker the kicker, to the collection of Eagles to win weekly awards this season. 5 weeks in a row, an Eagle has won the award. As previously mentioned, Zach McPherson won special teams in week 1. Darius Slay won Defensive Player of the Week, Week 2. Brandon Graham won Defensive Player of the Week, Week 3. Jalen Hurts won NFC Offensive Player of the Month for September. Hassan Reddick won Defensive Player of the Week in Week 4. And Cameron Dicker won Special Teams Player of the Week. He didn't do bad at all. I was a little skeptical about Cameron Dicker because I looked at his stats. His first 3 years, he was like 72% kicking. Then his overall college career kicking-wise was 76%. So, obviously, I was a little skeptical to see how he did, but he did really well. And we should have Jake Elliott back on Sunday for Dallas. In other news, Deshaun Jackson said he's not ready to retire. He was recently on I Am an Athlete podcast with Sean McCoy and Brandon Marshall, and he said he's not ready to retire, and he named the Eagles and the Packers as possible destinations. As far as I'm concerned, Deshaun Jackson retired like 3 years ago. I would love, it would be nice to have him as long as he can stay healthy. He'd be perfect for our special teams and punt returns because Covey's not cutting it right now. And Quez Watkins, I mean, he can mentor Quez Watkins, but Watkins isn't even getting targets that much either. He only has like 70 some odd yards in like the first 5 games, so he's not even getting any targets. But yeah, as far as I'm concerned, he retired 3 years ago. He hasn't really done much. He hasn't done much for us in our second stint. He just kept taking money from us. So that's why we cut him. Honestly, it would be nice to see him and Aaron Rodgers on the same team, but no one even knows what's going to happen. But I wouldn't mind bringing Deshaun back on a veteran minimum deal and put him on special teams and have him in for, offense for like jet sweeps and like bombs. But other than that, there's really like no use for him. So I'm not too crazy. I'm not too crazy about him coming back to the Eagles right now. My Xbox is about to turn off. Don't want that to happen. So it's Dallas week. And it's easily it's between this game and the Chiefs and Bills game that are going to be game of the week this week. The Eagles are 5-0. They will be hosting the 4-1 Dallas Cowboys, led by Cooper Rush, who was 4-0 as the start of this season, on Sunday Night Football. Here are some of the game notes for the game. We are 5-0. we're 2-0 at home, and we played Minnesota and Jacksonville, two pretty good teams. And the Cowboys are 2-0 in away games, and they played the Giants and Rams. Yeah, Anthony, fuck the Cowboys. And the Cowboys, I don't want to sound biased, but they honestly didn't really play that. They didn't really play like good teams per se. I can pull up the stats right now. Like if you look at Cooper Rush, he's put up average stats for a quarterback so far this season. So if we look here, opposing offenses, the Eagles, we went against the third scoring offense and third in yards, and that's the Lions. Then we played the Vikings, who are 13th and 10th in scoring and yards. We played Washington. Washington was honestly the worst team we played, 26th and 19th. Then we played the Jaguars, 15th and 13th. Then we played the Cardinals, who are 18th and 15th. So, yes, we played mid-teams. I will admit that. The Lions, they have a great offense. Obviously, they dropped the donut last week, but they are still a really good offense. And our defensive, we are 7th in scoring and 4th in yards. Now we go to the Cowboys. They went against the Buccaneers, who are currently 22nd and 21st. The Bengals, 16th and 22nd. The Giants, 21st and 23rd. Washington, 26th and 19th. Rams, 29th and 26th. And the Cowboys' defensive ranking is 3rd and 7th in scoring and yards. So, obviously, both defenses haven't really gone against some solid competition. The Eagles have played the Lions, and the Lions dropped 35 on us. We thankfully won the game, but 35 points. Now, the Cowboys, in terms of offense, they didn't go against a good offense at all. We did. Every offense we played is better than every offense they played, with the exception of Washington. But, yeah, it's, we had to go against, Darius Slay had Justin Jefferson locked down, so we'll see how he does on Sunday. But, like I said, the Cowboys, when it comes to offensive competition, they haven't gone against a solid offense yet. Not once. As I mentioned, the best offense I mentioned on here were the Bengals, and they are currently 16th in scoring and 22nd in yards. So, we'll see what happens. But, as I mentioned before, there's a lot of shit-talking going on right now, too. DeMarcus Lawrence came out and said something. I can pull that up right now. Let me get this out of the way. And let's go right over here. Oh.
From offensive standpoint?
I think it's still areas that he struggles in, so, just attack the areas.
What have you seen differently from Hurts, how he's grown? I know you guys have faced him twice as a starter, but he's taken a real step.
Hey, how about this? That's the last question I'm here about Hurts.
Is this the biggest challenge your defense faces?
Yeah, so shit-talking's already begun. So there's that. And let me go right back here. So there's that. Shit-talking's already begun. I actually couldn't find a good video that showed CeeDee Lamb talking about ending the Eagles parade per se. So the shit-talking's already begun. And honestly, everything the Cowboys are doing right now is bulletin material. And when I saw the video, I'm like, you know what? It would be really good if Jalen has that kind of mentality like MJ, takes that shit personal and casually drops 500 yards and, 5-6 touchdowns. That'd be dope. We'll see what happens. So, here are other statistics I'd like to mention that I've done research on. So, Eagles offense, we're second in yards per game with 420. We're 7th in passing yards with 260. We're fourth in rushing yards with 160 rushing yards a game. And we are fifth in points per game, averaging 27 points a game. We're sixth on third down at 43.8%. We are fifth on fourth down percentage, third in time of possession, eighth in red zone touchdown percentage at 62%. We are second in trips to the red zone, and we are third in red zone touchdowns. And here's the thing. Last week I used the website Lineups, and for some reason Lineups, they have us ranked as the 15th best offense in the league, even though every single thing I mentioned was top 8. On paper, all those stats were easily a top 5 offense. 100%. I don't know why. I don't know what their criteria is, like how they, rank all this, but that does not seem like a top 15 offense to me. That seems like a top 5 offense to me. Now, the Cowboys defense, Lineups has them ranked as the third best defense. And honestly, like I said, their defense, they're looking pretty good. But as I also mentioned, the offenses they went against weren't that good either. So, and you could say the same thing with the Eagles. I mean, the Vikings have a pretty good defense, even though we exposed the shit out of them. And yeah, but anyway, let's get right to the Cowboys defense. 7th in yards allowed with 311. 7th in passing yards allowed with 194. 19th in rushing yards allowed with 118. So expect us to run the ball down Dallas's throat, as I think we should. 3rd in points allowed with 14.4. 2nd in sacks. 10th in interceptions. 13th in turnovers. 10th on third down. 13th on fourth down. 2nd in red zone defensive percentage, and 1st in red zone attempts. So they're based on that information I just gave you, they're probably the best red zone defense in the league. And we are a top 5 red zone offense in the league. So we'll see what happens. Now we go to the Cowboys offense, and here's where it gets interesting. 27th in yards per game, 27th in passing yards, 15th in rushing, 25th in points per game, 29th on third down, 10th on fourth down, 28th in time of possession, 26th in red zone touchdown percentage, 31st in red zone attempts, 29th in red zone touchdowns, and for some reason, I don't know, Lineups has them ranked as the 17th best offense. Everything I just told you, their best ranking is on fourth down. Like, their best aspect on offense is their fourth down percentage, which is top 10. Then they're 15th in rushing yards. Everything else I mentioned was 25th and below. So, like I said, Cooper Rush is he's playing average. He's playing just good enough to keep Dallas ahead. Because, like I said, these past couple weeks, Dallas's defense has been carrying them. Cooper Rush really hasn't done much, and I'll pull up his stats right now. So we go to Cooper Rush. Give me 1 second. We go to Cooper Rush. He's averaging 168 passing yards a game. He has 4 touchdown passes. So does Jalen. But Jalen's good at running the ball. So, 235 passing yards against the Bengals. 215 yards against the Giants. 223 passing yards against Washington. And the Rams, against the Rams, which is easily the best defense Cooper Rush played against, 102 passing yards and was sacked 3 times. All those stats I told you with Cooper Rush, they are below average. That's like Those are mid stats, literally mid stats. I don't like using the word mid because it's overused, but those are mid stats. That's as mid as it can get. And with the Rams, that's the best defense Cooper Rush played against, and he put up shitty stats. 102 passing yards. That's it. And he got sacked 3 times. Now he's going against the Eagles defense. So we'll see what happens. But, yeah, I told you, those are the Cowboys' offensive stats. Somehow lineups has them ranked as the 17th best offense when all the stats I showed you, it screams bottom 25. This Cowboys offense... What the fuck is going on? Eagles defense. Now here's where it gets good. 4th in yards allowed. 5th in passing yards allowed. 10th in rushing yards allowed. 7th in points allowed. 5th in sacks. 6th in picks. Tied for 1st in turnovers with the Bills, I believe. 25th on 3rd down. Yeah, that's what we suck at. I can tell you that even without looking at the stats. 13th on 4th down percentage. And 13th in red zone touchdown percentage and red zone attempts. And lineups has us ranked as the 7th best defense in the league. That I can agree with. 7th best defense. I would say that's good. Give me a second. Hold on. I need to take a quick break. All right, welcome back. Sorry for the brief timeout. So, as I previously mentioned, the Cowboys offense, not that impressive. So, like I said, everything on there you're looking at a bottom 25 offense in my eyes. I don't know, like I said, I don't know how lineups has them ranked as the 17th best defense. 17th best offense. But don't know. So, the odds based on this, and these are not cherry pick stats. These are stats everybody uses: yards per game, scoring, 3rd and 4th down, red zone percentage, all that stuff. Everybody uses that. So, it's not like I'm cherry picking stats to make us look good. On paper, we're better. So, our offense is easily a top 7 offense. The Cowboys defense, based on their statistics, they're a top 10 defense, even though lineups has them ranked as the 3rd best defense. But we're like top 8 in every category in offense. The Cowboys, they're like top 13 in every category. Not bad, not bad, but I don't know. So, we're statistically better. than the Cowboys. Obviously, we have a better record, only by 1 game, but we're statistically better. But I'm not going to underestimate the Cowboys because, I mean, we went against the Cardinals, who have a pretty good team on paper, and we damn near lost to them. Same thing with the Jags. We were down 14-0. But if I had to give my score prediction, I would say, like 24-13 us. That's what I'm thinking. It's not going to be close, but it's not going to be a blowout. I'm thinking 24-13. So, there's that for you. Now, on to what everybody... Oh, yeah. Another important thing to mention. Dallas averages about 23 points under Cooper Rush. And whatever. So, 23 points. And Shannon Sharp did bring up a good point. In order to beat the Cowboys, you have to make Cooper Rush work. Because he's just being good enough to play. Because, like I said, the offenses the Cowboys defense were playing against, they're not that good. So it was a lot easier for Cooper Rush to play. There was not that much adversity. Now he's going against a top-notch offense like the Eagles, and everybody is healthy on Sunday. Landon Dickerson, Isaac Seumalo, Jason Kelsey. All right, Anthony asks me, who would have a better game, Hurts or Micah Parsons? Well, like I said, our offense is completely healthy. Everyone is ready to go on Sunday, and we have the best offensive line in the league. Micah Parsons will either be lined up against Lane Johnson, who is honestly, I think, the best tackle in the league right now, given that Trent Williams is hurt. But Lane Johnson is most likely going to be going against, he's going to have to contain DeMarcus Lawrence, which is what he's been doing really well at since the rivalry between him and Lawrence started. I don't know how you can consider it a rivalry given that Lane Johnson owns DeMarcus Lawrence. I don't think Lawrence has allowed, I don't think Lane Johnson allowed a pressure from DeMarcus Lawrence. But with Micah Parsons, he will most likely be lined up across from Jordan Mailata. And Anthony, if you don't know, Jordan Mailata is 6'8" and 340 pounds. And he is also one of the best blindside tackles in the league. So, and even if he gets double teamed, there's Isaac Seumalo, and Seumalo is overlooked. So, yeah. Micah Parsons, he might get a pressure or two. I'll definitely give him that. But I think Jalen Hurts is going to have a better game. Because like I said, our offensive line is the best in the league. Michael Parsons is going to have to go against a unit in Jordan Mailata. And the Cowboys' defense hasn't gone against a legitimate offense. Every offense I mentioned was 20th and below. And none of them had a mobile quarterback. None of them had a mobile quarterback like Jalen Hurts. Like the Buccaneers, Tom Brady, pocket quarterback. Joe Burrow, pocket quarterback. Daniel Jones, he's a scrambling quarterback, but he's not Jalen Hurts mobile. Washington, Carson Wentz holds on to the ball too long, and he's not mobile anymore. Then you have the Rams, Matthew Stafford, pocket passer. They have not played against a mobile quarterback yet. And they haven't gone against a top-notch offense like us yet. So I do see Jalen Hurts having a better game than Michael Parsons. All right, Anthony. Now, take it easy. Jones is not the next Michael Vick. Calm down. You're 4-1. Be happy about it. Oh, yeah. Jordan Davis is going to kill him. I love Jordan Davis, but he doesn't even see the field that much because he's such a big he's such a big guy. He's not conditioned that well, and that's what they said about him before the draft. He's an absolute unit, yes, but because he's a unit, his stamina is in the shitter. So he's on like a snap count basically. But every time he's on the field, he's making plays. So Jordan Davis is definitely going to. He's definitely going to be able to contain Zeke. We'll see. But, yeah, for the most part, our defensive line is going to... We're mostly going to have, Fletcher Cox, Javon Hargrave, Hassan Reddick, who's been doing really well. So, we'll see what happens. I'm looking forward to this matchup. So, there's the Eagles for you. I believe that's all I have to say about the Eagles right now. The NBA season is only 4 or 5 days away, and we go against the Boston Celtics, so that's something I'm excited for. And if I'm being honest with you, in terms of the East, I think the Sixers have the most complete roster in the East. We have, you look at center. We have Joel Embiid, who I think he's the best center in the league. I'm not being biased. I know Jokic won 2 MVPs, but in terms of an athlete, Embiid is far more athletic and dominant than Jokic. Jokic is a great passer and rebounder, but Embiid tops him in everything else. So we have, in my opinion, the most athletic center in the league. Then we have Montrezl Harrell, who won six man of the year like a couple of years ago. He can be a starting center on any other team, and we have him as a backup. Then we have Paul Reed, who's really good. Power forward, you have PJ Tucker, and PJ Tucker fits this team perfectly. He's a dog, he's a hustler, and he's a good shooter. So we have PJ Tucker. Then Tobias Harris, he's good. Then, we have Tyrese Maxey, James Harden. Tyrese Maxey, I think, is going to be an all-star this year. So we have a really good team this year. And for the first time in God knows how many years, we actually have a good bench. Our bench, DeAnthony Melton, Shake Milton, Daniel House, Paul Reed, Montrezl Harrell, Matisse Thybulle. Can't top that at all. And Furkan Korkmaz. So I think we're the most complete team in the league. I think we'll be like a top 3 seed. I feel like we're going to be like the 2nd seed maybe. The Cavaliers, I think they'll be in the middle of the pack. They'll be like between 3rd, 4th, and 5th. They'll be like around that. But I'd like the Sixers team this year, and I can't wait till the playoffs when we get bounced in the 2nd round again. So we'll see what happens. Ugh. All right, so that's enough of the basketball talk. Let's get right into what you all came here for, and those are the Week 6 picks. So we go here, and let's do this. There we go. All right, so I know you're looking at the ticker right now. Those are Week 5's fantasy rankings, but I was too lazy to put in the rankings, so I'll tell you that right now. So here's our little thing. So I use Fantasy Pros for these rankings. So we do quarterbacks. Josh Allen, Lamar, Hurts, Mahomes, Kyler, Brady, Herbert, Burrow, Geno Smith, Kirk Cousins, Aaron Rodgers, Matthew Stafford. Now we go to the flex. And honestly, at that point, I'm just it's going to be the mix of tight ends, running backs, and receivers. We have Kupp, Diggs, Jefferson, Barkley, Chase, McCaffrey, Eckler, Chubb, Kelsey, Marquise Brown, Mark Andrews, Ramondre Stevenson, Mike Evans, Leonard Fournette, A.J. Brown, Debo, Tyreek, Jonathan Taylor, Alvin Kamara, Dalvin Cook, Metcalf, Jones, CeeDee, Mixon, Sutton, Mike Williams, Tyler Lockett, Jalen Waddle, Michael Pittman, Christian Kirk, Jeff Wilson, Breece Hall, Godwin, Davis, that's Gabe Davis, Deontay Johnson, Amari Cooper, Miles Sanders, Kenneth Walker, Jacoby Myers, Zach Ertz, Devontae Smith, McLaurin, Goddard, Drake London, Melvin Gordon, and Tyler Higbee. Now I can rest. So there's that for you. Now on to our picks. So you see it right here, right next to me. I'm sure you guys... There you go. So I'm sure you guys like my edit. But screw that. So as I previously mentioned, I had Washington winning the game. And Chicago... Matt picked Chicago to win the game. So there's that for you. Vegas, I think Vegas had Washington favored by 1 point that game. So I don't have Matt, Vicente, Sal, or Anthony's picks right now. So it's going to be just me for the moment. All right. So I had Washington winning that game. Next, we have San Francisco at Atlanta. San Francisco, I think, has the best defense in the league right now. Give me San Francisco. And Vegas has San Francisco as well, favored by 5.5. Patriots at Browns. Shit. I don't know. Vegas has the Browns. I kind of want to go with the Browns, but I'm going to go with New England after what I saw last week. Next, we have Jets at Packers. The Packers are favored by 7.5. I'm going to take the Packers regardless, but I don't think they're going to win by 8 points. Next, we have Jaguars at Indy. The Colts are favored to win this game, meaning Vegas has the Colts. I am picking Indianapolis here. I really want to pick Jacksonville. Part of me wants to pick Jacksonville, but I don't know. So, next we have Vikings at Dolphins. I am going with the Vikings here, and Vegas has the Vikings. Next, we have the Bengals at Saints. I'm going with the Saints here. I don't know what the injury report's actually looking like though. If Olave and Michael Thomas don't play, I am picking the Bengals. If they're healthy and like Marshawn Lattimore, he's healthy, I will pick the Saints. Next, we have the Ravens at Giants. I'm going with the Ravens. Next, what other games do we have? Bucks at Steelers. I'm going with the Bucks. Panthers at Rams. I'm going with the Rams. Cardinals at Seahawks. I am going with... Who did I pick? I'm going with the Cardinals. Buffalo at Kansas City. This is the first time Patrick Mahomes is an underdog at home. Give me the Bills. Because the way the Chiefs started the game off against the Raiders, I feel like that's the Bills will not blow that kind of lead, even though they probably did last year. But yeah, give me the Bills. Next, we have Broncos at Chargers, and I am picking the Chargers. Broncos suck. They're fucking terrible. And, of course, you already have my Eagles pick. I'm going with the Eagles 24-13. And for the since these are primetime games, Eagles 24-13, Chargers 27-17. No, 24-17 Chargers. That's what I have. Anthony just put his picks in the comments if you can't see it. Niners, Browns, Green Bay, Jags, Vikings, Bengals, Baltimore, Tampa, Rams, Cardinals, Buffalo, Philly, Chargers. So, those are the picks, and I believe that's all I have to say. So, thanks for watching, and I will be on next week, hopefully with everybody else on. Thanks for watching. Okay, this kid is talking tons of shit. In case you don't know, my brother's a Giants fan. Doesn't know how to act. I'm trying to walk out the house. Can't stand this shit anymore.
Hey, buddy!
Jesus Christ. What?
The Eagles suck!
Anything else to say?
The Eagles sucks.
Okay.
3 interceptions.
Okay. Oh. Okay. Screw you, pal. Yeah. You finally win a game. You don't know how to act.
We're 4-7. You're 5-7.
Alright, I'll see you in a couple weeks. Hope we kick your ass next time. Bitch.